Live your life within the moment, and don't go wait until the morning.
Good morning, y'all. Welcome back to the channel. Today is the day that I was going to do, it's called the Car Trash Can by Mormino. I put in a little post for you guys to go check it out on her website. It is a free pattern, and she gave me permission to go ahead and show you guys how to make it. So go pick up your free pattern, and I'm going to show you guys how to get started on it. And probably at the end of the video, I'm going to tell you guys some news that I've been thinking about, kind of get your input on that. But today we're going to do the car trash can, and it is super cute. So let's get started. Okay, y'all, so for my trash can, I'm going to use this fabric. This is going to be the outside of my trash can. This is luxury vinyl. It's from Mormino. It's like $19 a roll or something. And then I have the pattern pieces cut out over here. This is going to be for, let me zoom y'all out. This is going to be for the top part. That's going to be like the flap for your trash can. And then in the instructions here, it tells you that you're going to need to cut another piece that is 15 inches wide by 13 inches tall. And that's going to make the outside of the trash can. And then you're going to cut it in a fabric to make the inside. I'm going to use water resistant canvas or waterproof canvas to go on the inside, but you're more than welcome to make the entire thing out of quilt cotton. It'll work the same way. So I'm going to get these cut out. I'm going to show y'all how to do the cutout of it, and then I'm going to show y'all how to put it together. So it comes together really quickly. It is super fun. I'm actually going to be using snap rivets to close the top with. But you can use Velcro. It actually calls for Velcro. Or if you have just like, I don't even know if I have any, but like little magnets that you could put on there. It's just going to secure it around the top part of the, like around the headrest. So I'm going to get this cut out. I'm going to show you how to cut it out. Like I said, it's 15 by 13. So that's just a square or rectangle size that if you have a ruler you can cut it out. So, but be sure to go get your pattern. It's super cute and you don't want to lose this pattern. So I'm going to show y'all how to cut it out, and then we'll get it put together. Okay, so I'm going to measure 15 tall, and I'm going to mark it. Let me grab my marking pen. So I'm going to mark it 15 tall all the way across. And then I'm going to go 13 wide. So right here. I'm going to go up to the mark where I marked the 15 at. And I'm going to mark it at 13. Okay. And then I'll come down the side. And I will line it up and I'll mark it to make the square. Okay. And right there, 15 by 13. So 15 wide, I believe is what it, no, okay, I did that wrong. It's 13 wide. I did that completely wrong. And 15 long. But luckily this fabric can be turned, so it's going to be just fine the way I marked it. Yeah, it'll be fine the way I marked it. So you're going to need 2 of those pieces. So I'm going to get it cut out, and then I'll come back and show you what to do. Okay, so I have my two 13 by 15s. Now we're going to cut this piece out. This is the top part of it. Now this is going to be a little bit different because you're going to have to cut it on the fold to make it. And I'm just going to roll it out and do it like this. It's not going to take a lot. Let me grab a couple clips and I'll clip it together to hold it. And then you're just going to lay your pattern piece down. And because I've got it inside out, you're going to have to flip it this way. So I need to actually, so that you can see the design on it. Let's clip it right there. Okay. I'm going to get a small ruler and where I can get straight lines on it. You want it to be as straight as possible. You don't want it all wonky-thied. So you're going to cut it on the fold right there. Okay. Okay. And then we're going to cut these angles here. You're going to get your piece that you need. Now this one, you're only going to need this one piece because we're going to put lining in it. So you're not going to need two of this one. You'll need this two of the pieces cut, but you're only going to need one piece of the vinyl from this. Okay. And then when you open it up, it's going to look like this. And I'll probably hit the iron on this. You just don't want to iron on the vinyl side because it'll melt it. And then we'll cut out the inside in just a second. It'll be the exact same as you just cut out for this. So I'll be right back. If you've never ironed vinyl, I'm going to show you what to do. So that you don't mess it up, because you really don't want to iron it. But I just do it like this where the corners are sticking up. I just take my iron and press it up and down. And it kind of flattens it out. You see it's fairly flat now, so it'll be easier to use. But right now we are going to take both of those pieces that we just cut for the exterior, and we're going to cut the corners out on them. And I think, let me look back, you're going to cut out a 2x2 square, and the pattern says that it is the 13 wide, so you're going to want it 13 wide by, 15 long. So 13 wide, so it'll be this way, which means you'll cut your corners out every which way your fabric is facing. You'll cut your corners out on that end. So I have a little 2-inch square here, and it's got little holes in it for you to mark your corners with. You just line it up, just put little dots in there, and then that'll show you your 2-inch square. These are pretty handy, especially if you're not good with cutting, which I'm really not. So I'm just going to lay that right there, And then I'm going to cut out my 2x2 squares. In both pieces, you're going to want to do that. That's going to be your front and your back. There's that one. And I'm going to do the same thing on this one. And then we will cut out the interior for it. Accidentally went a little far on that one. It'll be okay, it'll be hidden. Alright, and then it's going to look like that on the bottom. Okay, so I'm going to go and I'm going to cut out my other pieces to match this, and then we'll get it sewn together, because the other pieces that are going to be on the inside are going to be sewn the exact same, or cut the exact same way. So nothing's going to change. It'll be the same exact thing that we did this time. It'll just be for the interior of the pattern. Okay, so I will get that cut out and I'll be right back. Okay, maybe y'all can see me. So I've got all my pieces ready now. If you've never used waterproof or water resistant canvas, you don't have to interface it or anything. I'm using this one. It's I think it's called Rosenberry. I'm not sure, but one side is like a slicker fabric and the other side's rougher. So this is your exterior and that's your interior. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to start with these pieces. You can start with whichever piece you want. I'm going to start with this and I'm going to fasten it together. And I cut something wrong because that's not completely even, but it'll be okay. I can fix it. So I'm just going to put some little clips on it to hold it together. That's the thing about this. If you make a mistake, you can pretty much fix it pretty easily. I'm thinking it's because I did, when you, sometimes if you press your vinyl, it shrinks. And so I'm thinking maybe that's what happened. So I'll straighten that up and get it even. And then I'll come back and I'll show you how to sew it together, because I want it to be right so that you can see. Okay, so I got those corners fixed. It wasn't off by much, just a little bit. So I just wanted to make sure it was even. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take my two right sides. This is my right side and this is my right side, and I'm going to put those together and I'm going to sew them down the side, and I'm going to leave a hole open at the top up here so that I can turn it right side out. Now if you've never sewn curves before, they can be a little tricky, but just go slow, take your time. You don't have to race to finish it. Just make sure you go slow with them. What I like to do is I actually start in the middle and go around, but you can start wherever you want to. And like I said, I'm just going to leave an opening in the top. I'm using, let me show you real quick the thread I'm using. I think it'll be really cute with it. It's this color here. I don't actually, it's called Wizardry. If you can see, it's got like green and purple and black. I think it'll go really, really good with the purple vinyl that I'm using, or the purple lining that I'm using. I'll get you back on a good angle here. Okay, now maybe y'all can see that, I hope. So I'm just gonna start and go around it. I'll zoom y'all in so you can see like that. Turn you a little bit more that way. And we're gonna get started and we're gonna get it sewn together, and it comes together really, really, really quickly. So I'm gonna start up here at this corner. Like I said, start anywhere you want to start at. I'm gonna do 1/4 of an inch. Let me see what the pattern actually says. The seam allowance is 1/2 of an inch for the entire thing. So I'm going to go 1/4 and see, and then if I need to go 1/2, I can. So we'll see. I'm going to go with the 1/4 right this minute. At the bottom, I'm just going to take it and turn and sew across the bottom at the same thing. I'm going to back stitch on the bottom just to be safe, and then I'm going to turn it again and I'm going to go up the side. Actually, I need to go a little further out. It's not quite to the edge. There we go. Okay, now we're going to go up the middle. This is where I was talking about kind of the curves. Just angle your machine with the angle of the project that you're doing. Because mine have on my foot here, or my plate, it has marked how far to go or whatever, but I'm angling it so that I get my angle correct versus a straight line this time. Okay. Like I said, slow and steady. Right there, I'm at 1/4 again. And I'm going to heavy stitch through here because I want to make sure that it doesn't come out. Okay. And I'm going to turn and I'm going to go down this side. Get it at that 1/4 right there. And when you get done, you can trim up any of your little excess pieces if you end up with any, because you do have that 1/2 inch seam allowance, so that'll let you cut around if you need to cut some of it off. So just keep that in mind. I'm going to go up the side now. That's the only reason I'm sewing it at 1/4. Okay, now I'm going to start across the top, but I'm not going to do the entire top because we're going to have to turn it inside out. So I'm going to leave almost the whole thing open because it won't be seen when you sew it to the bag anyway. But I don't want to leave the entire top. I want to at least get a couple inches in and back stitch really well so it doesn't rip. And I'm going to pull it across. There we go. Okay. And then really good back and forth. And then sew my way out. So that's pretty easy to do. It's not that difficult. I feel like this is a very friendly beginner pattern, depending on the materials that you use. So I'm going to show y'all how to turn it inside out now. I'm going to zoom y'all out and then I'll show you how to flip it. Okay, I'm going to show you how to turn it inside out now. The hardest part is going to be the feet part with the vinyl. That's always the most difficult, but it's not impossible. So what I like to do is I like to clip my corners to kind of debulk them a little bit. Don't cut your stitches, but just debulk them. And it actually does really help to do that. And debulk your seams. It doesn't make it quite as thick to have to pull through. So, let's see. I'm going to go ahead and go down the side here. I love this purple color. And if you're not good at like making like outer stitches, like a finishing stitch, I would go with the closest color that I can to the interior or the exterior, whichever one is the lightest. That's what I would do. That's up to you though. Completely fine, whatever you want to do. But now this part is going to take me a little while because, like I said, it is kind of difficult to pull those feet out. I had a bodkin, but I don't know where it went. And then I have some hemostats, and I don't know where they're at. So we're gonna wing it and just poke them out the best we can and use a chopstick. Once you get it started, then you can take your chopstick and kind of push in there. Just be easy. Don't tear it. Make sure you get it in the right spot here. And I struggle all the time trying to flip these out. So don't think it's anything you're doing wrong. I have a hard time with it. And I have been doing bags for years now. And I still have a hard time with them. Let me see if I can find my hemostats real quick. And I'll be right. Okay, so I got it all top stitched. I have a little pucker for some reason. It's on the back side, so I think it'll be okay. But there's what it's about 1/4 of an inch up, and then it is 5 millimeter. I've got a couple little scragglies that I'm gonna melt down. This part is finished. Then we're gonna go on to the bag part. The bag is really easy. It's not hard at all. It's a lot easier to me than this part, because this part you have to turn it and all of that. So you're still gonna have to turn the bag, but not anything like that. So let me grab my pieces. And what I like to do, I like to work with my outside first, and then I like to work with my inside. That's preference again. But you're going to put them right sides together, and you're going to clip them all the way down, and you're going to sew it. And again, the pattern says 1/2 of an inch, so I like to do 1/4, because that way if I make a mistake, I can trim it up, and I'm not taking up any of that seam allowance. So that's what I like to do. You do ever how you like to do it. So I'm going to get it clipped all the way around. You're going to leave those corners, and then we will work on those corners in just a few minutes. So I'm going to go straight down the sides, and I'm going to leave the top open, and we'll go all the way around it. And then I'll show you how to box the corners again. It's no different than the last bag that we did. And it'll be really, really easy to box those. So I'm going to show y'all. I'm going to zoom y'all in here so that you can see the sewing machine. Let's see. One day I promise I will get better at this. I promise. Okay. Maybe that'll be good. I don't know. Okay, there we go. So I'm going to do a half. I'm going to start and then go back. I'm sorry, I'm doing a fourth, not a half. I like to keep it lined up if I can, that way it's straight. But sometimes I don't sew very straight, so. But at the start and the stop, I always back stitch. Now I'm going to pull it up and I'm going to go straight across the bottom. I'm still leaving that corner open. At the bottom, I'm actually going to do the half across the bottom. And then again, up the side, I'm going to do the fourth. Be sure to back stitch really well at the beginning and the end so that it doesn't come loose. Okay. So there's that part. I'm just snipping off the little tails. Right, now we are going to box the corners. I'm going to zoom y'all out for this. That way I can show you the whole thing. Alright, so what I like to do, and again, this is preference. You do not have to do this. I said I do a half on the bottom. The reason I do a half on the bottom is because I like to cut the excess off and use pinking shears. It lays a lot better, in my opinion, if you use pinking shears. But if you don't have pinking shears, then use what you have. Okay, so we're going to box the corners. You're going to take your finger in there and you're going to line up your seams. See how much easier it lays when you use pinking shears versus like just cutting it. To me, it lays a lot better. Okay, now, when I box my corner, I'm going to go all the way across at that 1/2 inch across the corners, because I want to be able to trim my corners off as well. So we're just going to go straight across. Oh, I broke my thread. Hang on. Okay, so I got that fixed. I just broke my thread. So I'm going to clip this off. I've got that corner sewn. And I'm going to take, and I'm going to cut that corner down. Just like I did on the bottom. That just debulks it. And it gives it a really nice finish. Okay. So there's that corner. Now we're going to do the other corner the exact same way. 1/2 inch. Put your corners together. Put your seams together. Sew straight across. And I'm right at 1/2 inch. Okay. Alright, and we're going to cut that off too. Okay. then when you open your bag up, your trash can, you're going to turn it right side out. And it's going to have a really nice flat bottom. It's going to have nice corners and be flat and even. Poke those out. My seam didn't line up exactly correctly, but it's pretty close. And you can see that's what it's looking like so far. And we're going to do the interior. We'll get that sewn together. You're going to do the exact same thing that you did for the exterior to the interior. And I'm going to sew that together, and I'll be right back, and then we'll put the bag together. Oh, I forgot to tell you on your lining, don't forget to leave your opening at the bottom where we turn it inside out. I forgot to tell y'all to do that. But you're going to leave probably, I would say, a 2 or 3 inch opening just to berth the bag through, so to pull the whole bag through. So just remember that, okay? Okay, so I got the lining done. What you're going to do, you're going to take your lining and your bag. Your bag is going to be right side out, and your lining is going to be wrong side out, okay? The right side is on the inside, the wrong side's on the outside. You're going to take your bag, you're going to put this one, the outside, in the lining of the bag. You're going to line it up with your side seams. You're going to make sure those side seams match really well. Okay. Then we are going to work on putting the button for the handles on. And I'm going to be using a rivet press. You don't have to do that. You can use the Velcro like I said before. It's totally preference, whatever you want to do. Now this is going to be really tight because the vinyl isn't as stretchy as the waterproof canvas when it comes, or I'm sorry, it's not as stiff. You can stretch it, is what I'm trying to say. So line everything up really well. And I'm going to leave this side open because that's where we're going to put this. Okay, so what's going to happen is you're going to put pretty side down that matches the vinyl, so that when you open it up you can see the outside on the outside and the inside on the inside. So just put it down in there. Make sure it's right in the middle. You don't want it to be off. Okay, just going to line that up. Make sure it's even. And then we're going to pull that lining up to match it. Once we get it sewn up, then we're going to put the rivet button on there for the top. Now if you're using Velcro or whatever, just do whatever it says to do in the pattern for the Velcro. Okay. Now, I'm going to sew all the way around the top at that 1/2 inch, and then I'll trim that up. So let me turn you back around. Okay. So I'm going to go 1/2 inch all the way around. Okay, so here we go. Try to keep it as straight as you can doing this, because this is going to be the top of the bag. and you want it to look nice. So go super, super slow if you have to. And again, I'm not the straightest stitcher, so I like to have the little sheet on my plate here so that I can cheat and use the line on it. Now it's going to start getting a little bit thick right here. If you're using the vinyl and the waterproof canvas and you're trying to do it on a domestic machine, I don't know if it'll work, because this is where the top part is and it's really, really thick right there. If you're doing it on a domestic, I would probably suggest that you do use the cotton, just to be on the safe side. You don't want to break a needle or something trying to sew it or mess your machine up. Okay. I hung the other side. Oh well. Okay, now we're coming to the corners, so again, make sure they are lined up really well. And don't be scared to make this. It's really easy to make. It is not hard at all. Okay. So there it is. Now I'm going to trim around the top to get a little bit of that excess fabric off. Okay. Hang on, I tore my seam, so let me fix that and I'll be right back. So I fixed it. I think when I hung the thread earlier and I cut it, I cut the seam. So, alright, now we are going to do the fun part. We're going to trim the top off. I'm just going to use straight scissors for that. And this is just going to debulk it a little bit. Don't cut your stitches. Alright, so there's that. I'm going to melt the little threads right there. All the way around. I'm going to make sure it's nice and together. So let me see if I can zoom y'all out so I can show you this part of it. Actually, I need to flip the camera up. Okay. So there's what the outside or the inside is. So remember the hole we left? That's where we're going to turn everything. Okay? So you're going to stick your hand in there and you're going to check before you do it to make sure all of your seams are closed. Because if you pop a seam, see I popped a seam right there, you're not going to be able to fix it once you get it closed together. So check all of that beforehand. Okay. Let me fix that. Y'all are going to think I don't know what I'm doing. Everything's falling apart today. That's okay. It's just a learning video, so that way you can learn what you need to learn, so I can teach you all the mistakes that I do that you don't need to do. Okay, so we're going to push that. I'm going to check the seams on this as well. So that's what I'm doing. I want to make sure they're all good. I always double check all of my seams, because if you don't and then you start to put it together, then you're not going to be able to fix it. Okay, so I've checked the liner and the outside. So now we're just going to pull it through that hole. And very carefully. Try not to rip your lining. It can be fixed, but try not to rip it. When you get to the handles, if you want to pull the handles out, it'll help a little bit. You can kind of tug on those, and it'll kind of pull the bag out a little better. You're just going to work with it and just keep pulling on it. Like I said, use those handles as leverage. And squeeze it together. And just work very easily with it. You don't want to rip it apart now. You've come too far. And you just have to finagle it until it pulls through. And sometimes it does take a while. And that's what's happening right now. It's taking quite a while. But it's coming. This is the reason they call it birthing the bag. If you've ever had a baby, you got to take it nice and slow. You can't just yank it out. It'd be easier if you could, but and again, all of this depends on the material that you use, on how hard it is to birth the bag. So okay, all right, we did that part, yay. Now it's all wadded up inside. Okay, so we're gonna push that down. Push those corners out. This is what we have been waiting for all day, is to get this cute trash can apart. And I'm telling you, this is the cutest trash can. This is the third one I've done. So, there's your little boxed corners. They look all nice. All the seams are good. Alright. I'm going to push the lining down in there. I'm not going to sew it up quite yet. I want to push that down in there first. Accidentally stitched the... There we go. Okay. Accidentally stitched it somehow. I think when I was fixing the lining part. Okay, so this is what I was saying. When it is on the seat, you can do it this way to show your interior lining, or you can do it this way and let it hang on the back of the seat where this part is up against it and this hangs down. So it's kind of reversible the way that I use the waterproof canvas. Boy, I really did a number on this side. Well, okay, there we go. Alright, now we're good. Okay. What I'm going to do before I sew up the bottom is I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to stitch around the top to put my, what do you call it? My finishing seam? Okay. So, just make sure everything is all lined up. And I'm going to go all the way around the top at 1/4 of an inch. You can do the half. Make sure that the top and the lining are lined up really well. That's what you really need to check, is that it's rolled. That's why I cut the top off of mine, to debulk it, so that it wouldn't be so thick and it wouldn't, the lining wouldn't be further down than the exterior. That way they're completely even. And I'm doing this on a 4.5 millimeter stitch length. And 1/4 of an inch seam. Okay. Now when you get over here, be careful not to sew your handle completely down to the bag. You want to make sure it's like pulled out enough that you can stitch around it. The first one I made, I accidentally stitched the handle down, so. Okay, and we are back where we started. I'm going to pull it up. Okay. And I melt those down. Just my little strings that are sticking up right there. Looks good. Looks good all the way around. Okay, now we're going to sew that bottom up. Gotta get it set back. There we go. Okay, so now we're going to sew the bottom. If you have woven labels or something that you want to put in there, you can put it in there now. I think I got mine right here. Let me see. I have so many. Okay, let's use this one. Alright, so you're going to take it and you are going to tug on it so that it'll all line up evenly when you get ready to sew it. Just like that. I'm going to put a couple clips on it to hold it in place. And I'll stick my label in the middle of that. And then I will stitch it closed, and then our trash can will be finished. So yay! Alright, here we go. And we are done with this part. I hope y'all enjoyed this. I know it's a really long video, but it's hard to do any type of teaching video that's not you know, fairly long. Oh, I missed the hole. Didn't quite go over far enough. Not a big deal. There we go. Now it's closed up. And pull this on through. And I just like to burn off any of the strings. Alright. I have one string right here. Let me cut that and burn it, and then we'll go work on the button part for closing this. I'm going to push it down in there. Get those corners nice. Oh my goodness, y'all, she's so cute. And there is your trash can. Like I said, we're going to put the little magnet button on there, and it'll hang on the seat like this. This will go up against the back, and this will be what you see from the front side. Or, like I said, if you wanted to do it opposite and put this part to the front and like pull it through and do it kind of like this where it closes, you can do that too. It just depends on how you hang it on your seat. So I'm going to bring y'all over here. I'm going to show y'all how to rivet press these, and then this bag is done. Alright y'all, so here we go. If you don't have a rivet press, then don't really worry about doing it this way. I like to use mine, but that's just, like I said, it's preference. If you don't have one, you can use the Velcro. Okay, so what I want to do, I want to make sure that when I hold mine up like this, that my closure is like this to go around my seat. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to measure and put the rivet part on this side and the snap part on this side. So I'll just measure out. I've got little magnetic rivet buttons. They're really easy to use. They're simple. So I'm just gonna, I think they're called a Japanese hole punch. I've got the hole punch for this, but I really don't want to have to switch it out and back. So I'm just gonna lay this on my table here. And this is, right there is perfectly centered. So I'm going to go right on that little dot that's in my table, and I'm gonna hole punch it. It's gonna make a tiny little hole. I don't even know if you can see it. And then I'll do the same thing on this side. Line it up. I'm gonna make a little mark to make sure I get it in the right spot. Just like that. I'm gonna do the same thing again. That way they line up perfectly. They're even. You can see they're even. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the male end and I'm going to stick it into the interior side. Just like that. And then I'm going to take my cap rivet and I'm going to put my cap on there. And I'm going to line this up. Oh, I got the wrong top. Hang on one second. Let me get the right top. That's the wrong size rivet for that. Oh, no, it's actually not. That's weird. I thought it was the right one, but it looks awful small. But it is right. This rivet press I got at Cam Snaps, and I got it with all of the, I bought all of the attachments for it, but I think I heard that you can get them on Amazon, just an off-brand rivet press. That's what it looks like on the outside, and there's your inside. And then we're going to do the same thing. We're going to take the female part, put it there, put our press on. All we got to do is change the base, snap it in there, put our plate down, and press. And there we go. And then when it closes, it'll close like that, just like I wanted. So there you go. Simple, easy to do, and super cute. Oh, alright, so there's our bag, our cute little trash can. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and if you haven't already, like and subscribe to the channel, help us grow, and I will see y'all probably in about a week or so. We'll do something, maybe another bag, but maybe like a purse or something. So I'll see you guys later. Have a blessed day. Bye. Okay guys, so at the beginning of the video, I told you that I had something I wanted to talk to y'all about. I'm just cutting out a pattern right now. But what I'm thinking is, I've had a few people actually send me emails and ask me would I be willing to sell any of my products. And I've said before, you know, I used to have an Etsy shop and I had a Shopify shop. And I closed both of those down because I wasn't making any money on those. I was paying more for the fees than I was making. And so I shut those down. I've been thinking about it and praying about it and, you know, just trying to figure out what to do. So I actually think that I am going to start selling items again. But I'll be doing it through my own website. I've got to figure out how to set all that up. I'm not quite sure how to do that. I have a couple of friends that do things like that. They are more computer tech savvy than I am. So I'm going to talk with them and see if they can help me. But I'm thinking of not only selling the items that I make, because I do make purses, I do make tumblers, I make hair scrunchies. I cannot sew clothes, so I won't be doing that. But I can make clothes with sublimation. I can make t-shirts. And I have my embroidery machine, so I can embroider things as well. And so I'm thinking very seriously, and like I said, I've been praying about it, and I think I'm going to set up my own website to sell those things. I will also be selling hardware, bag hardware, rivets. I have all different kind of rivets that I can sell, zippers, I have D-rings, purse feet, different things. I won't be able to sell the thread because I don't have anybody to make the thread for me, and it costs a lot to do that. I do have somebody that I work with that makes my metal bag tags, so I can get all the other supplies from them, which won't be a big deal. I actually, above me up here, I have stock because I had thought about doing that before, but I never had anybody that would be interested in it. And now that I have people that are interested, I'm thinking about opening my business back up. It's just me, so things won't get out very fast. I'll just be honest with you. It takes me a while being the only one that makes this stuff. to make the orders to sell them, so the shipping won't be great until I can get maybe some help or something. But it's something I've thought about doing for a long time, and I just feel like that the Lord told me this is what you need to do. And I've been thinking about it a lot, and so I think I'm gonna do that. It's something that I've always wanted for a long time. We had a local shop here that actually sold, and I had talked to Cameron about buying the shop. It was a craft shop. So this is my dream, to do this. And I think with you guys giving me the support that you're giving me, I think I can make it possible. And so maybe in this video, if you want to leave a comment about what's something that you would buy, I'll make up a few things and I'll post a video about them. The purses that I make are not cheap because I do use luxury vinyl. I use leather. I have like it's actually like a suede. It's authentic suede that I can make them with, and there are only certain bags right now that I can make, as far as handbags. Everything should be able to ship in the US right now. It's pretty expensive to ship overseas. If the prices come down on shipping or something, then yeah, I could probably do that. But it's just something I've really been thinking about, really been praying about, and I think that it's something that I want to do, and I would love to have your guys' input about what you would be interested in buying. So I guess what I'm trying to say is the channel will now be mostly crafts, not just sewing. It'll be all kind of crafts. I do crochet. I still can things, and to me canning is a craft. It goes right along with cooking. So there'll be different videos throughout with different content. So it's just something I really feel like I need to be doing. And you guys have showed me so much support on these videos that I can't even believe it. A couple of months ago, I wouldn't have thought I would have had 1 subscriber, much less almost 200, which for a lot of people, they're like 200's not a lot. For me, that's a lot because God sent you to me, and I'm thankful for every one of you. And I just want this channel to be for you. And like I said, you guys are asking for items. I would love to make items and be able to sell them. I have my email in the description box of this video, and feel free to email me. It's gonna be to take orders and everything. I have a Square account as well as a Venmo account, a Cash App account, and a PayPal account. So ever how you would like to pay for whatever you buy, I can probably work it out to do that some form. If it goes good, then I might open up my Etsy shop again. I don't really know. Like I said, I lost a lot of money on Etsy. I think the entire time that I had it open, I might have made like 30 bucks. And I was paying tons and tons of fees because I just wasn't selling anything. So I'm hoping that this will work out and that this is what I'm supposed to be doing. And I do thank you guys so much for your support. So yeah, if you haven't already, like the video, subscribe to the channel. We would love to have you. And you guys, you have no idea how much you mean to me. This is a dream come true for me, just my small little channel. So I feel very blessed to have all of you. And I will start leaving links and things in the video for my email, and I will upload periodically with things that I've made. It may be just a short saying I made this, it's for sale with the price. So thank you guys so much for watching the video. And like I said, if you haven't already, please like and subscribe and share our channel. We want to keep growing, and you guys make all of this possible for me. So I thank you so much. I hope that you have a wonderful, wonderful day. And please be blessed and be safe. And I'll see you in the next video. Bye.